Good morning. This Module 1 Earth's Interior entitled Seismic Wave will help you to visualize and understand how scientists study Earth's interior. This will lead you to interfere the layers of the Earth. But before that, let's unlock some terms. Let's start. Here are the guide questions. Number 1. What do you call to the scientists that study the Earth? Biologists, geologists, paleontologists. What is your answer? Correct! The answer is geologist. He is the scientist that study the Earth. Number 2. It is a device used to record earthquake waves. Seismic wave, seismogram, or seismograph. What is your answer? Very good. The correct answer is seismograph. Number 3. It is the thinnest layer of the Earth. Core, crust, mantle. What is your answer? Correct. The answer is crust. Number 4. It is a mass of molten rock formed at depth including dissolved gases and crystals. Hotspot, magma, or plates. What is your answer? Very good. It is magma. What can you say about this picture? It is a picture of what? Yes, it is a picture of the world map. And what can you say about this? Can you tell something? Yes, it is a picture showing the recent seismic activity or an earthquake around the world last May 9, 2020. And another picture shows or an example of a recent earthquake in Philippines with a magnitude of 5.0 in Tarlac City last May 23, 2020. So ngayong summer, or nitong nakaraang summer, maraming naganap na earthquake. So maraming seismic activity ang nagaganap sa buong mundo. But by the way, what is seismic activity? Seismic activity is usually defined as a sudden movement of Earth's crust. It is a frequency and size of earthquakes that happen in a certain area. And it is caused by the release of stress accumulated along geologic faults or by volcanic activity. So an example of seismic activity is how often earthquakes occur. So mapapansin ninyo iba't ibang magnitude sa iba't ibang bahagi ng mundo ang sabay-sabay na naranasan noong May 9, 2020. So this is another picture showing what? Yes, it is from volcano discovery. It shows the magnitude of quakes in several countries worldwide last May 9, 2020. So dito naman, same pa rin ang data natin, pero ipinapakita dito yung magnitude, pinapakita dito ang alin? Ang iba't ibang seismic energy with a time interval. So, sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo, sabay na sabay or sabay-sabay nagkakaroon ng pagyanig ng mundo. At mapapansin nyo dito, sa Pilipinas ay may nagkaroon ng magnitude na 5.3. Ikaw, nakaramdam ka na ba ng lindol? Gusto mo bang maranasan maka-experience ng lindol? Aba ako, ayoko. By the way, what is earthquake? Earthquake is the vibration of the earth due to the rapid release of energy. So, ano napapansin nyo naman dito sa mga pictures na to? Yes, they are the effects of earthquake. Mga nangyari sa iba't ibang bahagi ng Pilipinas. Tama po ba? Remember, when you are in lower grade, we already discussed the intensity and magnitude of an earthquake. So, Kung ano ang magnitude or ano ang intensity nito, magbibigay ito ng epekto kung malakas ba, most damaging ba, mild lang ba ang iyong nararanasan, or hindi. But by the way, what is the government agency or national institution is dedicated to provide information on the activities of volcano, earthquakes, and tsunamis, as well as other geologic events? I will give you star points. Let's guess sino pang nakakatanda ng pinag-aralan natin previously. Okay, very good. It is the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology. But let us keep in mind that we must be prepared at all times. Ano? Kasi hindi natin alam kung kailan yan mangyayari. Tulad na lang nito. Noong December 2019, there is a magnitude of 6.9 in southern Philippines. So maraming vendors ang natrap, nabagsakan ng gusali. Gaano kahirap at kasakit na experience yan? Kaya mo ba? Nai-imagine mo ba ang sarili mo na kung ikaw ang nasa ganyang sitwasyon? Kaya mo ba? Emotionally, physically, and mentally? So, another picture is a magnitude of 6.1 in Zambales. So, isa siyang grocery store. So, what if namimili ka, biglang nagkaroon ng lindol? Are you prepared? Hindi, di ba? Kasi bakit alam mo bang magkakalindol? Katulad ba yan ng bagyo? Pwede mong i-anunsyo, maghanda kayo at may paparating na lindol. Di ba? Hindi. So, here's another one. A mother carrying her child. In October 2013, magnitude of 7.2 in Bohol. Kaya mo kayang makita ang family members mo sa ganyang senaryo? Or ikaw mismo nasa ganyang senaryo? Nakahanda ka kaya? Sabi nga, we must be prepared at all times. Parang pag-ibig lang yan. Bigla-bigla na lang, dumadating. Kinikilig ka. Okay. So, ang lindol or ang earthquake, bigla-bigla na lang. Hindi natin alam kung kailan siya mangyayari. At katulad din ng lindol or ng earthquake, yung damage na kaya niyang ibigay, yung pinsala na kaya niyang ibigay, or yung epekto. Tulad ng pag-ibig, kapag ikaw ay nasasaktan, sobrang pinsala ang naidudulot nito. So, gaya din ng mga nakikita nyo sa larawan. So, we can never tell kung kailan mangyayari ang isang earthquake. So, kailangan maghanda tayo. Kailangan nakahanda tayo at alerto tayo sa lahat ng mga pwedeng mangyari. Kasi hindi nga natin alam kung kailan yan. Philippines is prone to earthquake. Yes or no? Yes. Philippines is prone to earthquake. Are you familiar with the word, the big one? Diba, ng mga nakaraang taon, laging ibinabalita yan, the big one. Ano nga yung tinatawag nating the big one? It is the worst case scenario of a 7.2 magnitude earthquake from the West Valley Fault, a 100-kilometer fault that runs through 6 cities in Metro Manila and nearby provinces. A tsunami is also foreseen in the scenario set by the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology. So, kasama ang Laguna. Diyan, sa the big one. So, kung magpapansin nyo dito sa upper right na larawan, meron diyang ipinapakita ng mapa ng Laguna. Yung red lines dyan, yan yung tinatawag na bahagi ng active fault. So, anytime na gumalaw ang West Valley Fault, nakakonekta. Pwede ring maramdaman natin yan sa Laguna, specifically somewhere in Cabuyao, malapit sa Calamba, Calamba malapit sa atin. So, anytime, pwede nating ma-experience ang 7.2 magnitude. Ang tanong, nakahanda ka ba? Ha? So sabi nga, kailangan lagi tayong alerto, nakahanda. So kailangan mahalaga na nagdi-disseminate tayo ng information sa family members natin. Mahalaga na sumusunod tayo sa mga precautions na ibinibigay sa atin ng iba't ibang ahensya, lalo na ng disaster risk and management or reduction management. So katulad ng duck, cover, and hold. Very good. Tanda pa pala ninyo. So, kapag meron tayong mga earthquake drill, magpa-participate tayo ng maayos. So, bilang pagsasanay na tayo ay maghanda sa anumang sakuna. So, mahalaga din, parating natin ito sa ating kapamilya. So, very good, class. May tanong pa ba kayo regarding this matter? Okay, napapunta tayo sa the big one. But let's again return to the word Philippines is prone to earthquake. Bakit nga ba lagi tayong nakakaranas ng lindol? Bakit napakalapit natin sa gantong senaryo? Do you have any idea why Philippines is prone to earthquake? Yes? Very good. Because of our location. Saan ba ang Pilipinas? Okay. Nung grade 7 kayo, pinag-aralan nyo yan, di ba? So, ang Pilipinas ay nasaan? Pacific Ring of Fire. Pinag-aaralan nyo yan sa Araling Panlipunan. Ang lokasyon ng Pilipinas ay nasa Pacific Ring of Fire. So, ano ba itong tinatawag nating Pacific Ring of Fire? According to National Geography, the Ring of Fire is a string of volcanoes and sites of seismic activity or earthquakes around the edges of the Pacific Ocean. So, pag sinabi natin seismic activity, it is also known as earthquake. At kung makikita nyo, yung makapal na pula, yan yung tinatawag nating location or distribution ng mga active volcano. At according to the activity, mark the boundaries, yan din yung Yes, distribution. Same location ng distribution ng volcano, earthquake, and mountain ranges. So, that is the Pacific Ring of Fire. Kaya, anytime, pwedeng magkaroon ng lindol. Pwedeng magkaroon ng volcanic eruption. So, let us always be prepared and be alert. Here is the picture of a seismograph. It is a device used to record seismic waves. What is seismic waves? It is a pulse energy. It radiates from the focus of an earthquake. When we say epicenter, it is the Earth's surface above the focus, a point in the crust where a seismic rupture begins or the earthquake originates. And scientists use a method on how to locate the epicenter. It is triangulation method, a way of determining something's location using the locations of other things. It is commonly used by geologists to find the locations of earthquake, and it is also used to determine the spacecraft location. But basically, for today, we have triangulation method for locating the epicenter of an earthquake. How do you triangulate the epicenter of an earthquake? The distance between the beginning of the first P wave and the first S wave tells you how many seconds the waves are apart. This number will be used to tell you how far your seismograph is from the epicenter of the earthquake. And then, measure the distance between the first P wave and the first S wave. So, as you can see and analyze the data, there is a difference between the arrival of the P wave and S wave on the three seismic recording stations. The first station is 1.5 minutes and it has 900 kilometers or the distance of the epicenter from the station. And then the other one or the second one is 3 minutes, equivalent to 1,800 kilometers. And the last one, time difference in the arrival time of the P wave and S wave is 5 minutes. And the distance of the epicenter from the station is 3,300 kilometers. So choose one of the recording station and measure the computed distance. Set your compass for the computed distance, and then as you center your compass on the station you have chosen, draw a circle. Just what you have seen in this figure. Makikita ninyo, gumamit siya ng compass para makapagbilog siya. And then repeat those steps hanggang sa matapos nyo yung tatlong station. You should get 3 circles that intersect or nearly intersect at a point. This intersection is the epicenter. So, nakita ninyo kung saan nag-intersect yung green line, blue, and red, doon ang ating epicenter of an earthquake. And that is triangulation method. Triangulation method is very important in locating an epicenter. So, seismic waves specifically have 2 types. Body waves and surface wave. What is the difference between the two? When you say body waves, it can travel through the Earth's inner layers with their characteristic. They are used by scientists to study Earth's interior. So, specifically, they are composed of P or primary waves and S wave or secondary wave. While on the other hand, surface wave can only travel through the surface of the Earth. And they are composed of love wave and Rayleigh wave. Love, dumadagundong, parang pag-ibig, pag dumating. So, ganun din yung impact. Body waves and surface wave. So, these are the figures or illustrations kung paano natin makikita ang pagkakaiba ng body waves and surface wave. Now, let's define and characterize. So, body waves, specifically the first one is the primary wave. It can travel faster than the S wave. It is also known as compressional waves. It can travel through liquids. And the movement is parallel to the direction of the wave. It can move backward and forward as they are compressed and expanded. So, makikita nyo sa illustrations. Okay? So, the movement is just only more forward and backward. While on the other hand, S wave or secondary wave, it can travel slower than P wave. Transverse wave is the other term. It can travel through solids. Perpendicular to the direction ang kanyang movement. And it can move from side to side in rolling motion that shakes the ground back and forth. Ayan. Yan yung parang nakikita nyong alon. Parang sa dagat. So, it moves from side to side in rolling motion. So, bakit kaya? Namaya, malalaman ninyo kung anong relasyon itong mga waves na to sa layers of the Earth. So, let's continue. Surface wave. Specifically, love wave. So, from the word love, it is faster than Rayleigh wave. Parang tibok ng puso. Ang bilis, di ba? Moves the ground in side-to-side horizontal motion. It can cause most damage to structures. Talagang tulad ng pag-ibig. Kaya nga tinawag siyang love wave Okay? Kasi yung most damage, di ba, pag nagmahal ka, lalo na first love, na heartbroken ka, sobrang sakit. Sobrang pinsala yung naidulot nito sa puso mo. So, ganun din ang love wave. Sa earthquake, ha? Huwag masyadong, pa-obvious. Okay. Another one is Rayleigh wave. Rayleigh wave is slower than love wave. It moves the ground either up and down or side to side. Most of the shaking is felt from the earthquake. Meaning, ito yung mostly na nararamdaman natin sa ibabaw ng lupa. Yung medyo parang gumagalaw or parang, ay, yumayanig. Yumayanig yata. Okay. So, ito yung mostly na nararamdaman or nararanasan na. So, what is Mohorovičić discontinuity and Gothenburg discontinuity? So, as you can see in the presentation, there is difference between the two. Moho discontinuity marks the boundary between the upper mantle and the crust, while the Gothenburg discontinuity marks the boundary between the lower mantle and outer core. Okay. So, makikita ninyo yung white lines on the left side pictures. The diagram shows its location. It is a boundary between the upper mantle and the crust. So, this continuity is used for a surface at which seismic wave change velocity. Ibig sabihin, nagkakaroon pala ng pagbabago sa velocity ng seismic wave. Depende kung ano ang layer or kung ano na yung medium na kanyang dinadaanan. So, dito natin makikita yung karakteristik ng iba't ibang layers ng Earth's interior. Dahil sa seismic wave, we can differentiate or we can characterize each layer. And the other one is the Gothenburg discontinuity. Okay? So, ito naman yung between the lower mantle and the outer core. So, we will further study the different layers of the Earth in the next lesson. So, the waves bend due to change in density of the medium. As the depth increases, the density also increases. So, to summarize our lesson, seismic wave is very important for geologists to study the Earth's interior dahil nag-iiba-iba siya ng density sa bawat medium. Ito ang nakapagpatotoo na mayroong iba't ibang medium or characteristic ang bawat layer ng ating mundo. And we will further study the layers of the Earth and its composition on the next lesson. Another one point, seismic activity is also known as earthquake. Meaning, kapag mayroong seismic activity, mayroong nagaganap na paglindol. And we are prone to earthquake. Philippines is prone to earthquake because we are located at the Pacific Ring of Fire. That is why it is very important that we must be prepared at all times. Kailangan lagi tayong nakahanda. At bilang paghahanda at pagsasanay, para tayo ay laging handa, I have a performance task. Using your creativity and skills, make an infographics. When you say infographics, you can design and lay out on your own. When you say in photography, you can use pictures and then you can characterize or state some information about the picture or a brochure, reading material that will help you to give and disseminate information to your family members and friends. Pwede pong computerize kung meron kayong laptop or desktop na pwedeng gamitin. You can also use your pen and papers. So, handwritten, pwede rin po. So, katulad na nakikita nyo sa inyong larawan, huwag nang bumili ng mga kung ano-anong gamit. Gamitin ninyo ang mga lumang materials na mayroon kayo, mga lumang pictures, pwede nyo pong gamitin yan. Magkaroon tayo ng pagtitipid sa ating mga gamit. We can use recyclable materials, we can use indigenous material. Ang mahalaga ay ang mga nilalaman nito kung paano tayo makakapagbigay impormasyon sa ating mga kapamilya at sa mga mahahalagang tao sa ating buhay. Let us all be alert and prepared at all times. For our rubric, we have the criteria. Organization of information, 20%. Content, 40%. Creativity, 20%. Material use, 20%. A total of 100%. Gaya ng aking nasabi, yung pag-aayos ninyo, pagle-layout ninyo, kasama yan sa organizations of information. information. Baka mamaya, pag buklat ko lang babasahin ninyo, nauna yung after, during, di ba? Kapag ano yung mga pwede natin gawin before, during, and after an earthquake. Although, we cannot tell kung kailan siya mangyayari. But how we organize the information. Alam nga, mag-cover ka, ang una muna ay duct. The second one is cover. So, that is the organization of information. Siyempre, mahalaga yung content, yung nilalaman nito. Your creativity, and then kung ano yung materials na ginamit ninyo. Huwag na masyadong bili ng bili. Mahalaga, matuto tayo mag-recycle. Kahit ano pa yan, kahit lumang gamit yan, pwede po as long as you can use your creativity. You are talent student and learners, so naniniwala ako maganda ang kalalabasan yan because you are a talented one. Use your creativity. For your participation level, 95 to 100 points exemplary, 85 to 94 points accomplished, and 75 to 84 points developing, and still, if you got 50 to 74 points, it is beginning. Huwag mag-alala, ang mahalaga ay matuto tayo kung paano tayo makikipagbigay impormasyon para sa ating mga mahal sa buhay. And once again, thank you for listening.